Friends, Greg Newmaster here, coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Star Wars The Vintage Collection, The Journey of Anakin Skywalker 3-pack. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Help me to build my channel. Thank you very much. So they just re-released episode 3 in the theaters. Very exciting. Definitely the best film of the prequel trilogy. We finally got to see the completion of the Anakin Skywalker story arc. We got to go back in the past and see how Vader became, or how Anakin became Darth Vader. I really enjoy episode 3. It's not the greatest movie in the world. Definitely not the best Star Wars movie. But it's high up there. I honestly think the Clone Wars animated series did a way better job than the films, capturing the essence and the story of Anakin. And I wish they could have done more like that. Episode 1 and 2 were missed opportunities because they present Anakin as just a little kid. We didn't need that. And then they present him as like a punk teenager. They give you none of the heroic virtues of Anakin. They don't help us to fall in love with him. He's actually kind of annoying and unlikable, unlike Luke. Where in the Clone Wars cartoon series, you really like Anakin, and you really see why he's this great hero and great general of the Clone Wars. So, finally, with the action figures, we get an updated 3-pack. We finally get an updated Revenge of the Sith figure, which I'm really excited about. Even though this is from Ahsoka, I'm very pleased to get this figure. These 3 figures. So let's bust this baby open and check it out. So we have Anakin Skywalker, his Clone Wars armor. We have Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, but this is specifically from Ahsoka. And then we get Anakin Darth Vader redeemed when he saves Luke by throwing the Emperor down the big giant hole in the Death Star. They actually call the Revenge of the Sith figure Darth Vader, which is true because he does become Darth Vader. So what am I talking about? So there's the front of the package, very basic. Here's the back. There's a big bio on the back in different languages. It says, The Journey of Anakin Skywalker, a hero of the Clone Wars. Anakin Skywalker was a caring and compassionate Jedi with vast power. But his deep fear of loss was his ultimate downfall, leading him to become the Sith Lord Darth Vader, spearheading the Empire's eradication of the Jedi Order. And you get some nice pictures there. All right, so let's bust him open. Yeah, very excited for this updated sculpt. Okay, so I don't even know why they did that. Yeah, so as you can see, I opened my figures. Especially with these 3-packs, like keeping it on the card, unless you're going to resell it, it's like, I don't know. I want to take my figures out of the package. I want to feel them. I want to play with them. Like, that's part of the joy of having toys. So let's start with the Revenge of the Sith one and do a little compare and contrast. I'm so excited for this figure. He looks amazing. It's hard to tell. I believe he has the Sith eyes, but it's really hard to tell. So updated body sculpt, head sculpt. Just amazing what they do now. He does look like he does on Ahsoka. So this image is from Hayden Christensen now, who actually looked a bit old. He did look his age on Ahsoka. They should have de-aged him better, but they didn't. You can see they went with the soft goods here. They did this in the past with previous 3-packs. I had from many, many years ago, where the episode 2 version of Anakin had the soft goods on the tunic there. I like it, but I don't like it. I kind of like the sculpt. So here is my 2010 Revenge of the Sith Anakin. And I kind of like how it matches. They just do the plastic, where here we have soft goods. And I do like it when they do the soft goods skirts or tunics. So like, see how it's soft goods there and it's plastic there. I kind of wish they would have done the same thing with this guy, but they didn't. And it looks decent, but not my favorite. So let's get a look at these head sculpts. This guy's 2010. This is 2025. So not bad for the 2010. I really like the shading on the hair in the sculpt of the hair in the 2010 version. In the eyes, you can really see the Sith eyes. You don't see them so good on the new one. But let's get into the articulation. So he is on a ball joint, which is great. Shoulders go up that high. This is a soft, rubbery material, which I appreciate. So that's soft. Yeah, which just shows they could have kept it consistent and made these little flaps, this material too. I feel like these are new arm sculpts. I feel like this whole thing is like a new sculpt. Interesting. They chose to put horizontal hinges on his wrist there, which I don't like, but they put the vertical hinge on the ungloved hand. I wonder why they made that choice. I would have preferred vertical hinges there. Glove looks really nice. Like I said, I love the ball joint on the torso. You can get good posing. The belt is loose. The flaps are loose. We got the nice T barbell joints on the hips, which is perfect. Got some nice kick there. Nice bend in the knee, a little more than 45 degrees, so I appreciate that. We got the hinge in the ankles, the pivot, which is excellent. Some really great articulation. Elbows, it could bend a little bit more, but it's good enough for this scale for me. Yeah, so this is always the perfect scale for Star Wars figures. They need to be this small to be in the vehicles, and just with how well technology is improved, the detail, the sculpt looks excellent at this size. So a little bit of comparison. I mean, this 2010 Revenge of the Sith Anakin, like this sculpt is pretty awesome. I'm going to take his Jedi robe off and just get a good look at him. Now, the downfall of this original figure is he's got a really fat hips and sort of a fat butt. But they did do a really nice articulation back then. It's just they made it really wide so he can get in a good stance. But the figure is a bit janky. It's not proportionate. Like, look at how long his arms are. The 2010 figure, like, he's got long arms and long legs, but the coloring, the sculpt is really nice of this figure back then. Look, they even have some weathering on his sleeve for the 2010 version, which is really impressive. The boots look really nice. So the 2025 version looks a little bit basic. There's not as much love and care put into this, but the technology is so much better that he looks great. So there's the top of the head. You can throw the old robes on them. Like, these robes are they're big. They're massive robes, and you can throw this on him. And there's Anakin in the 2010 robes. Very, very nicely sewn robes too. Like, really nice looking for back in the day. It's hard to, I can't believe 2010 was back in the day already. I mean, we're like 15 years later, which is amazing. What else do we get? We get a force hand, open hand, using the force. So he's not using a choking hand. So you can swap that out. And there's a force push hand if you want to use that, or just him using the force, or it's not his choking hand though. I guess this left hand is the choking hand, so he does have the choking fingers, I guess, on his left hand. What else do you get? So because this was from Ahsoka, which I actually thought they should have did this in Revenge of the Sith. He has a red lightsaber, so he should have bled his kyber crystal in episode 3, I thought. And that would have been a nice completed transition to Darth Vader. Instead, he keeps the blue lightsaber. But in Ahsoka, he had the red lightsaber, which I thought was cool. Here is the unignited blade. They started going shorter with these lightsabers on the hilt, which I just thought was strange. I really liked the original lightsabers. So here's an example of the 2010 version. It's double the size. I guess they're trying to get more proportionate, but and I also liked the igniting effect that they had on these original ones. Focus, trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. Yeah, I just really liked that effect back in the day. All right, so there is our Ahsoka Revenge of the Sith version. Then we also get the Clone Wars Anakin. And the only difference with this than the figure that was already released is he comes with a cape, which I like. I don't think you can remove it. Oh, yes, you can. It's around his shoulders. There's little straps there. So you can remove the cape. So I just think that's nice that he has a general's cape. If, I already did a review of the first version of this figure. The only difference is the cape. So if you get the 3-pack, you get the figure with the cape, which is really nice. I love this figure. This is such a great update. I'm glad they did it. You get the blue lightsaber, of course, and the unignited lightsaber hilt. So there is the unignited saber right there. And you can port it onto his belt like so. Just push that in there. And then tucked in there, and that is the new version of the lightsaber compared to the old version. So quite a difference. So what they did is they made in the original ones, the hilt was longer and the blade was shorter. Now the blade is longer and the hilt is shorter. So this is the 2010 one on top, and this is the 2025 one on the bottom. The color is different too. I think I like this blue better from 2010. But now he has that. And look, they put the vertical hinge on this wrist, which I prefer when they're holding lightsabers. So I don't know why they didn't do that on the Darth Vader Revenge of the Sith version. And just a comparison, there's the different head sculpts. My camera is like struggling hardcore to focus today. So yeah, just very young, a lot older and angrier there. And then last but not least, I mean, there's been so many new Darth Vader figures made in the last few years that they had that great body sculpt, I think initially from Rogue One. So it is the same body sculpt, such a great updated Vader. I love it. He's being electrocuted. Great effect on the helmet, translucent. You can see his skull in there. That's really awesome. That is awesome. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but this looks great. You could see his skeleton. You could see his skull and the neck bones, and man, that looks great. So you get that, and then you get the removable hand, because Luke cuts his hand off, and you just throw that on like so. And then you get, I mean, there's all the standard articulation, by the way. This Vader is this body sculpt is the perfect Vader body sculpt. Going all the way back to, was it Rogue One? Or no, it was the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, I believe, which was when they really updated him. Nice cape. He looks great. And you get, also you get the unignited hilt. So there's that. I kind of, like I said, I kind of wish he had this lightsaber in the movie, or in episode 3 versus the blue one in the end when he becomes Vader. And you can port that on his belt, which is awesome. So it goes right on the side there. And then you can take, there's his new lightsaber. Very nice, nicely painted. And there you have it. So Journey of Anakin Skywalker. Nice, beautiful upgrade. You get the lightning effect. Just looks wonderful. I highly recommend these figures. I'm sure they'll release them single carded. They always do. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And God bless you all. May the Force be with you.